A night of total terror. Night of the Living Dead.
Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the continued playthrough, Mystic Eye Games playthrough of Night of the Living Dead by Simon, whatever you used to call them. I don't know anymore, but that's who they are. Guillotine Games and Image 10. Night of the Living Dead is a Zombicide game. I talked about this in the first episode, but I'm just going to cover a little bit of that as we get ready to play. It is, I would kind of call it Zombicide Light, sort of. Not really, it's just, it's different. There's some different rules to it. It's interesting. I'm enjoying it so far, though I'm not too deep into the game. Now, in the scenario we're playing in Night of the Living Dead, we're basically following the movie. And in this particular scenario, the Barbara and Ben, if you remember them from the movie, have shown up at the house. And Harry, Helen, Tom, and Judy have come up from the basement, and they're trying to board the house up. They've decided boarding the house up is the most important thing to do. On the first turn, we didn't have that much action, though we're starting to see it now. We did have to kill a poor, what's her name, the daughter of Helen. I'm trying to remember her name now. It is what's her name? Come on, I'm going to remember it now. Karen. Poor Karen. She did pop up a couple of times. They thought they clipped her in the head, but apparently not. She came back again. And Harry himself had to do her in. Her own father had to collapse that head in and make sure that she couldn't rise again. And she may still, who knows. But, you know, when the relatives come out in this game, it's particularly bad, especially only, really, if we're in Zombicide mode, which we're not. We're still in Romero mode, which means that the characters are weaker, not as powerful. Anyway, we're going to get right to it. So let's get started with our gameplay. I had nothing to correct from the last episode. I think everything went fine. And we're going to get right into it. Remember, we have to barricade up the house. We have to get some weapons. We have to get into Zombicide mode. We got to do a whole bunch of things, and we're going to get there soon. So let's start the action. We're going to start with Tom, and then go to Judy, Harry, and Helen, and the background of Ben and Barbara. Dum dum dum. Here's Tom. He's right here in this room with that is Harry, and that is yellow. That is Barbara, right? Yeah, that is Barbara from the movie. They're in here. We have 3 walkers that have come into the room. That's not so bad. We haven't had any fatties come out yet. That's good because we didn't have a weapon, but we do now because people got torches. I forgot to mention that. We were able to take our table legs, a couple of characters, Barbara included, and turn them into torches. So is Tom. Tom has one of those as well. Gets to roll 2 dice against an enemy. So see what we get there. So I think what we're going to have to do, remember, we have 3 actions. Tom is going to charge up and start to beat on these zombies with his torch. The biggest problem here is Tom is at 6 experience points. So this is going to put us into the yellow category, but we'll give him the ability of shove, which is really interesting. All right, well, like I said, that torch leg, we get to roll 2 dice. They do 2 points of damage each. Not that that's going to matter because these ghouls only take 1 hit each, and we need a 3 or better. So let's see what we can get right there. We got 1 of them. So in his first action, he took out 1 of these critters right here. That puts Tom in to experience level 7, and that means that he has the ability to shove. And I'm wondering if his second action, if I should do that. I'm going to just talk about shove for a minute, because it's a pretty cool ability. It says, the survivor can use this skill for free once during each of their turns. Select a zone at range 1 from your survivor. Both zones need to share a clear path. All ghouls standing in the survivor zone are pushed to the selected zone. This is not a movement. And it's free action. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to shove these 2 out here. Why am I doing that? Because then for his second action, he's going to move here. And for his third action, he's going to pick up the Winchester. Now, there's a reason I'm doing that, because in this scenario, not only does he now have a gun, and not only now does Harry and Helen not have to fight, but the scenario has a special rule to it with the gun. I'm going to read that to you right now. It says, trusting each other. Any survivor giving the Winchester 94 starting equipment to another survivor with the reorganized trade action may switch to Zombicide mode. So he's already used all his actions, so he can't do it this turn. But he will be able to give it up next turn. So he's completely used all his actions. That was a good thing, and he's moved up to the room above, which I'm sure some zombies will come to eventually. We'll see. Well, now we're going on to Judy, and Judy is up here. She's actually this figure right here. This is Judy, and this base does not stay on very well for her. It's too loose. Anyway, this is Judy. She's here. She opened up the stairs, and she got rid of the corpse that was there. However, we can't take the weapons, the firearms out of that. We can't search that space yet or the space next to it until such time we've gone into that character is in Zombicide mode. Otherwise, they can't search there yet. So she's going to do something else. For her first action, she's going to pick up the rubble that's in the doorway, which gives her another barricade to put up. That's one action. For her second action, she's going to move into this room here. And for her third and final action of the round, she is going to barricade that that spot right there up. So there's a barricade now in that window. The problem with that is, and it's not a huge problem, is that she is now going to go up to 5 experience points, because whenever you place a barricade, that's what happens. So you can see in this scenario where we have to place a bunch of barricades, our experience is going to go fast and things are going to get tougher for us very quickly. That was her 3 actions. Now, again, she's in the same room with Tom, so next turn, when Tom gets to go, he's going to get to hand off the Winchester, which is nice. He may use it first, but he's going to hand it off. So we'll see if he gets to use it or not, because it is a ranged weapon. That's pretty good. It's a range of 3, which is pretty darn good as long as he has line of sight. Okay, now we're going back to Harry. Now Harry's kind of pissed off that his good old friend Tom, not really friends, pushed the zombies out the window and ran away. He's like, what the heck, Tom? But Tom went to get that Winchester. So what Harry's going to do first, I think, is trade with Barbara. Now, why is he going to do that? Because he's going to take the torch from her and give her another table leg. She has the flammable liquid, so on her turn, as a free action, she could ignite that, and we'll have a third torch. Pretty good. But I think we're going to get better weapons later. Those are the best weapons we can get right now in Romero mode. That was his first action. For his second action, he is going to search the room. Hopefully he doesn't get anything bad. Oh, he gets the mason jars. It says discard along with flammable fluid, the survivors receive a Molotov. Well, that's pretty good. The thing is that Barbara has the flammable fluid. That's not so bad. I was really looking for wood. We need to barricade this stuff up, and I can't do it without the wood, without searching, right? So that's really, he's got another action. What does he want to do with it? He really can't do much. He searched and he traded with her. I guess he could trade. You know what he's going to do is he'll take his last action to trade this to Barbara so that she has those and can make the Molotovs. She'll do that after she ignites her table leg and turns it into a torch, because she will lose the flammable fluids when she makes the Molotov cocktails. So anyway, that's what he did for his final action. He did another trade. Kind of a wasted time for him, but that's okay. Now we're going to go to his wife, Helen, who's in a completely different room. And she's got a ghoul that has stumbled into the room to accost her. It's this guy here. That guy right there. He's come into the room. Let me get it back so you can see it better. There we go. And he's going to attack if he gets the opportunity. All right, so what we're going to do with Helen is she's going to attack. Now, she has a tire iron, so it's not that great. It's just, it rolls 1 die, we need a 4 to hit, and we do 1 point of damage. Enough to get it if she can. So for her first roll, she rolled a 6. This guy is gone, and why do I have her so high up there? Oh, because she placed 2 barricades. So we were already in yellow because of Helen. Anyway, that gives her another experience point. And then I didn't think she was that high on the last episode. I'm going to check that. Either way, we're in yellow right now, so it's okay. And then, well, this would be bad because I want her to put up another barricade. I think she's going to trade. Yeah, here's what we're going to do. She's going to trade her her barricade, her wood, to Ben, who now can put up 2 barricades, and that way she won't have enough experience to go into the orange level, which we don't want to do yet. That's kind of it's interesting in this scenario. You really have to manage that because it can get out of control pretty fast. And then for her final action, she's going to move this way because she's going to want to get into this Winchester exchange so that everybody trusts each other and becomes Zombicide mode. That's what we want to do right there. Okay, that's Helen. That's not last, actually. We got Ben next. Now, Ben has 5 experience points so far. So what we're going to do with Ben is he is going to take one of the barricades he has, and he's going to put it right here. That's his first action. He put that barricade there. That's going to give him 5 experience points. That puts him up to 10. That means he's now in yellow 2, which gives him the Hawkeye ability. So he needs that gun as well. I'm tempted to board up the other window, but that'll give him a lot of... He cannot afford then to get any more experience. So I think we'll leave it there because that's going to force the walkers to have to go in this direction. This guy's a problem though. So Ben's going to take his second action to move into here. I don't know what good that's going to do yet. Maybe he won't. Maybe we'll all congregate where the Winchester is. And because this guy's going to break through the barricade and come in if we're not careful. Well, he will, because we don't really have a way to stop him unless Ben goes outside. Do I want that to be a second action, or do I want him to continue into the other room there? I think so. He's here, barricade that. That means that, okay, let's do this. His second action is going to be go there. His third action will be to go here. Now they're all in this room and can start trading around the Winchester. And then last but not least, we are going to have Barbara. Barbara is going to ignite the table leg. That's for her. I don't think that's not actually an action, but we're going to have to search for I think there's one more of these left. Yeah, there's the torch right there. So now she has a torch. And then I think creating I got to look that up. I don't believe that using the flammable fluid to create the torch is an action. Let me look at the table leg and see. If you have flammable fluid, you may discard this card to get a torch. So no, that is not an action, but I believe this is. Discard along with the mason jars. The survivor receives a Molotov cocktail. Discard along with the flammable fluid. No, this is not a action either. So we're going to do that because we're going to get a Molotov cocktail. We really can't make any more torches. But here we go. Look at that. Discard. Eliminate all actors in the target exterior zone. All actors. So we got to remember that. Got to make sure there's no players there. It says it's ranged. It's got a range of 1, so we can throw it into the next space. Any spawn zone token in the target zone may be moved to another spawn zone. So that's pretty interesting. Anyway, that goes in her backpack. She's not using it right now, and she hasn't actually used any actions. So she's going to search. Hopefully she gets some... Wow, really? Okay, so she can make... I don't know if she'll get to make another Molotov cocktail. Problem is, I need wood. I'm trying to get the wood so I can build the barricades. That was her first actual action. For her second action, she's going to move here. And you know what? Tom is going to go first next turn. And he's got the Winchester. No, he's going to go last. So I think what we're going to do, since he's got the Winchester... No, I think if he was going to give it to somebody, he'd trade it to Judy, because she's going to be the first player next turn. Well, we could do something clever here. Barbara comes running into the room. Wait, first action, second action. She only got 1 action left. She can't make the Molotov cocktail. I think that she'll just forego her third action. There's really nothing that she can do. And since she's going last... Or no, Tom's going last. Wow, this is kind of bad because Judy's going to have to spend 2 actions taking the Winchester and trading it away. That's okay. I'll end up okay. Barbara is going to forgo her last action. So that's all of the players. Now we're going to go to the ghouls. I'm going to have a hard time calling them ghouls because I play D&D, and in the fantasy world, ghouls are something completely different than zombies. Anyway, let's go do that. So the first thing that we have here is we're going to start with this guy over. First off, in the zombies phase, all ghouls get to spend an action doing a couple of things. So we have a ghoul that's a breaker in there. I'm going to remind myself exactly what he does. I know he breaks down the barriers, but I just want to make sure I do it correctly, so I'm looking him up. Let's see. There's something that's supposed to show their special abilities. I had it somewhere. Anyway, breaker ghouls who didn't attack a survivor will attack a barricade and doors. Open all barricades, all closed barricades and closed doors in their zone. All of them? Oh, that can't be right. Wow, that's pretty rough. I'm going to just double check that to make sure, because that would be terrible. That means a lot of work for nothing, and that's bad. So we got to get that guy out. I have a feeling that sounds super powerful. I'm going to look it up real quick. Okay, it says in its zone. So actually, that's not as bad as I thought it was. So he's going to open this door, and he's going to break through that barricade, because this is the zone he's in right here. This is a separate zone. This is a separate zone. And then that's his action. So he can move into that space, but that was his action. As I look up the ghouls, because this is a different kind of zombie. I just want to make sure we're doing it right. So as I look at it, ghouls in the same zone have one action. Breaker ghouls didn't attack survivor, attack the barricades. Yeah, okay. Okay. So it attacked the barricades, opened those ones up. That's what it did. This one is going to go to the noise, so it's going to head over here. That's what it does. So I'm just trying to think. This looks like these are big zones. Like this one's I can see the split right there. I can see the split here. I don't see the split. Well, yes, I do. Take it back. That's another zone right there. All right, the outside zones are smaller. All right, that kind of reminds me of Last Night on Earth, because they did that with the outer board, and yeah, things shrank. The bigger sections in the middle like this. Very similar. All right, next we're going to come around here. These two are going to come back into the room, and that's it. Now we're going to draw some new ghouls, starting with this space here. Let's see what we get. Relative, but we are now in yellow, so we are going to draw the relative. And here he is right here. So as long as he's out there, we cannot go into Zombicide mode. That really changes my plans a lot. That means that Tom rather, or Judy, whoever, is going to have to go into the other room and shoot, or get closer to shooting the relative, or we're screwed. Can't go into Zombicide mode without it. Okay, up there at the top, well, that was a really bad turn of luck for me right there. Okay, I keep shuffling these, and I keep getting the relatives over and over and over. I don't really understand why. I've had several of them. So I'm shuffling up again, not to cheat, but because I don't think that's the way the game's intended. Then we get through all the relatives, don't have anymore. Another breaker up here. With the orange level, that will be one breaker. So we're going to put one here. That's bad, because now we're going to end up with another barricade opened up if not careful. And then over here, oh, finally, there's a fatty that comes out. Big giant fatty. Here is one of the fatties. Notice they're not as big and gross as the ones in Zombicide, but he comes in there. Now the cool thing is all these people have torches now, so I'm not worried about fatties as much. We can still take them out. However, we always have to prioritize these guys first in combat. And how do I know that? Because it says so right there. There is a targeting priority. Oh, actually, the fatties first, but he takes 2 points, and then we go to the walkers, breakers, and relatives. Okay, so that is actually it for the zombies. They've done their thing. Now, you notice that they're slow, they're shambling, they're not really hurting us too badly, so we're okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pass the first player token over to Judy, and Judy's going to go. Now, she's got the Winchester, but the problem is if she comes in here, she won't be able to move into here to shoot these two guys and shoot the breaker and the relative. I'm not worried about the breaker now. He's going to come in, and then he'll I guess every turn he's not in a fight, he's going to take one of the zones out. So if he comes into here, he will remove those two. He's got a brick. He's running around the brick being a crazy guy. But right now we've got Judy. I was going to take the Winchester from Tom. Actually, still makes sense. So for her first action, she's going to take the Winchester and the plenty of bullets, because we're going to send that with the Winchester wherever it goes. So she's taking the Winchester. Now, she can't go into Zombicide mode, so it doesn't really help her. And when you do a trade action, you can take as much stuff as you want. And then what she will do with the Winchester for her second action. This is kind of crazy. Now, here's the problem. Let me see. The survivor that starts with this weapon also gets the table leg. Well, that's not we're not worried about that. I got to look at ranged. I don't remember in this version if ranged combat forces you to hit other players in the zone. So in Zombicide, if you shoot into a zone with other people, then you have a problem, and you might shoot some of the other players. And while I did read about it, I don't remember. Survivor uses a ranged weapon they're holding in their hand. Ranged shot shown as weapon. Okay. This is especially important for targeting priority. Used a ranged weapon as 0. Ranged weapon action. Okay. It doesn't say, actually. It just says the survivor uses a ranged weapon. Yeah, it doesn't say that it forces. We end up shooting other players in that. I'm looking at combat. Players. Actually, that's not the that's just talking about combat actions. Let's look at actual combat here. So let me take a look at that. I'll be right back again. Yeah, I think it's different. It doesn't say that you hit any players anywhere. It just says that you ignore actors in certain zones. I don't think you're going to hit, because in the old Zombicide rules, you saw the player on the priority list when you were using ranged weapons, because that's the only time that priority list matters. So now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that yeah, she may not be able to do that with the, because she can't, the fatty's not in the room yet. So yeah, here's what she's going to do. She has the rifle, so first action she traded, she took the Winchester. For her second action, she's going to shoot into here with, it's 1 die, it needs a 3+, and it does 1 point of damage. Another 6, wow, I'm rolling really good. So that means we took out another of the walkers, and Judy is now at 6 experience points. Then for her final action, she is going to pass the Winchester to who's in her zone that can take it next. Ben, I guess, yeah. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that yet. Man, because that relative, I just don't want to do it. The relative's there. We got to get rid of the relative first. She's going to take another shot at this guy. A 5. Boom, she does it. She shot into the other room and got rid of the zombies, the ghouls there, rather. That puts her up to 7 experience points. Now she's got the sniper ability. She's going to keep that weapon, I think, for the moment. But that was all 3 of her actions. Okay, so, God, that relative showing up really screwed us up. That is so bad. Because I was going to get them all into Zombicide mode, start getting some better weapons on them. But we can't. So, let's see, who's up next? After Judy, because Judy goes first, it's Harry. Harry's in here. He has not advanced into the orange level, so he does not have his taunt ability. What's he going to do? Well, he does have the table leg. He could go just try and kill that fatty, but then he'd be in a spawn point zone. I don't think that's a good idea. So I think the first thing he's going to do is search, and hopefully we get lucky. Of course not. He got plenty of shells. And we can't get the better weapons, so I don't know what else to do with him at that point. Let's see. He's going to move here because he's going to have to start. He's going to take on the breaker and maybe even the relative that comes into the room. Doesn't have anything else that he can do there that's really effective. So he attacked once, or he searched once and then moved. He's got another action, but he really can't do that much with it. And then we're going to have a breaker come up north. God, this is really terrible for us. This did not work out very well this round. So unfortunately, I think that's all he's going to do. You can only search once per turn, so once per action. It says in an interior zone free of ghouls, only survivors in Romero mode. Only survivors in Romero mode draw a card from the house equipment deck. Survivors in Zombicide mode draw a card from the house ranged or melee decks, unless otherwise specified. So that is true in this one that you can't do that. And you can only search once per turn. So he's going to end his turn there. He's not going to do it. You know what he'll do? He'll close the door. Why not? Now, this guy can still come in, but he'll come in through the window instead. That's fine. That gets us one a little bit closer, a little bit more secure. So I don't have any wood for him, so it kind of bites. I mean, he's still at 6 experience because he did put up a barricade before and kill something. Okay, now we're going to Helen. Remember, okay, so Helen's going to, got to keep this base on her. Helen is going to move to here for 1 action. What does she want to do? Maybe she doesn't do that. She was here. Things have changed. She's only got the tire iron though. That's just no bueno. Okay, what she's going to do is search first. Let's see if she can get some wood. She's got 2 sets of plenty of bullets. We got more bullets than we can account for. We can't put up the barricades. So for her second action, I think she'll move here. Third action, she'll move here, and she'll help in these areas as that comes out. Because again, I don't see any point in taking the Winchester yet until we can get rid of this relative. So that was her. Okay, Ben is up in this room. He does have a barricade. He is going to search. Really? Okay, well at least it was his first action. This game is just brutalizing me right now without I mean, the way we win is putting up the barricades, and he does have one, but he doesn't have more than one, and I've been trying to get him more than one, or somebody more than one. She appears there for his first action. Okay, we're going to have to blow her up. So he's got a crowbar. Good news is, well, it's not that good. It's a 1, he needs a 4 to hit. He's going to hit her. Wow, I'm rolling really well, though. So he rolled a 6. That gives him, puts him up to 11 experience points. And then I guess for his third action, he will board this up. Now we got this room boarded up. We're good there. We're getting closer. We got to board up this room, finish this room, and that room, and we're golden. Doesn't seem that great. Anyway, that was all his actions. Next up is Barbara. She does have a barricade. So here's what we're going to do with Barbara. She's going to move here. Yeah. She has no experience. She hasn't done anything yet, except for make torches and Molotov cocktails. She is going to place the barricade she had in her inventory there. Oh, wait, no. She's going to move there first, and then she's going to search in case it's another... No, it's boards. Okay, good. That's good. That's her. It fills up her third inventory slot right now. Then she'll place take her last action to board that up. That gives her 5 experience points. Okay. Now we're back to Tom. Tom is the final actor in this, and he's going to he doesn't have any boards or anything either, so I guess, well, what he could do, here's what he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to take the Winchester from Judy over to himself, and then he's going to go 1, 2 for all 3 actions. He's moving into there so he can shoot. No, he's moving here so when they come in he can shoot. And then start passing around the Winchester. Hopefully we get rid of this other relative over there. And that's the end of the turn. So guys, I don't mean to leave it in a cliffhanger, but that was 2 rounds, probably a little long. And that's the end of the player's phase. So we're going to go on to the zombies phase, and then I'm going to end the session tonight. Okay, so here's what happens. We're going to start here. These two guys move in. They're the relative and the brick thrower, the breaker, move into this room. Now, good thing Barbara's not in there because this is her brother. Poor guy. He's now a zombie. And then up here, these folks, they're looking for some place to go. The breaker's got it easy. He goes there. I think he'll move. No, that's barricaded now, so he's going to move back. So there's that. That happens up there. The fatty doesn't have anywhere to go. And noise level, he's going to come this direction. Wait, can he come that direction? This is all barricaded off. Interesting. Oh, it's just a zone. It's not. No, that's a wall right there. So I think he has to go that way. I'm going to look that up in the rules. I'm going to look up the rules on that. I do think he has to go that direction. Let's see if it shows it tiles. I think that's correct. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he can't go onto that porch. That's enclosed. The only way off the porch is right there. So he is going to have to go that way. He's shuffling off in that direction. But now we're going to start piling up more guys outside. That's not very good for us. So let's first draw for the gray zone over there. That's where we always start. Another fatty because we're in the yellow zone. Would have been one anyway, but there's another one there. So let's grab one of these guys out. Here he is, right there, and he's going to go right here. Up there, we already got 2 zombies there, or ghouls there right now. Uh-oh, barricades and doors open on every zone with fatties. Really? Oh, man, this game is just abusing me, and I am in the yellow zone, so that's going to be true. Barricades. So the door opens up again. This barricade's already gone. Can't do anything that. Somehow this fatty manages to burst through that barricade right there. But at least there aren't any more. And then we're going to go over here and draw a card and see what we get there. Barricades and doors on walkers. Alright, well, it's already open because the breaker smashed it open. So, okay, well, at least those 2 terrible cards are out of the deck. I'm going to shuffle the deck a little more because those are back to back again. So nothing really happens there because the walker that's here already has an open barricade. Alright, that's it. That's where we're standing right now. Not too bad. I think this is manageable. I did get a lot of bad cards that turn for me. The only thing that happens next is this is going to go over to Harry. Harry will get to kill these things. Hopefully he's going to go after this guy first so we can get him off the table and start to zombicide up, which is what I really want to do. And Tom's got the Winchester, so it might be he's way down the list of people that will take actions. So Harry or Helen, after we get rid of these, might take the rifle from Tom and then start moving it around. right, more efficiently. So we'll see. I think it'll take a couple turns. We'll get everybody zombie-sided up by trusting each other and giving each other the rifle. We'll see how it goes. I think it's important because I want to get the better weapons and really start to hammer this out. We're actually losing ground. We had multiple barricades come down this round. That was bad. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough of Night of the Living Dead, a Zombicide game. And I will see you in the next episode of this or episode of something else. I got some other things happening, some stuff cooking. I do want to get back on Tabletop Simulator and play another round of Townsfolk Tussle, which I think is a great game. It's a lot of fun. And also need to get the single player rules down for Title Blade so I can get that on the table too. Got so much stuff. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please subscribe and like and let people know about the channel. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget that at the end of February, end of November, around Thanksgiving, I will be doing the relaunch of the channel and a massive giveaway, and you have to be subscribed for that giveaway. So let people know. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the Living Dead.